microaggressions. Please,
Microaggressions.
please share how to deal with them, and when you are the diverse one, just letting it pass isn't working. What is?
Right. So microaggressions, I'm going to talk a little bit about microaggressions before I get into it. Thanks so much, Marit, for posting this question, because I think that it's something not a lot of people understand, nor understand the impact of when it happens to people who are underrepresented in a space. So I can speak, of course, as a Black woman in the engineering role, and a little bit about my experiences when it comes to microaggressions. I like to describe it like shots, right? You go to the doctor and you get a shot. And when I was a kid, I was terrified of it because, you know, it's a needle going in your body and you're really upset about it. But then at the end of the day, it hurt maybe for a second, if anything at all, and then it went away. Microaggressions are like that. They're like getting a shot. But the reality is that they happen at such a high frequency that it becomes painful over time. Whether the time is like throughout the day, or whether the time is throughout a year at an organization, or just existing in life. I know there are just times where we are out in public and there's microaggressions thrown, like when I'm shopping or when I'm engaging in a store. I might have shared some of those stories before. You know, they happen everywhere. And so just explaining a little bit about what microaggressions are. It's when people comment, make comments or gestures or actions that might not be on a conscious scale, but are more representative about what is in their head about you. So an example would be, as I'm walking across the street or walking down the street that I live on, there is a woman who crosses the street every time I pass her in the morning while she's walking her dog. This could be coincidence, or it could be the fact that she is a little nervous that I'm walking down the street and doesn't know me or whatnot. And so it's one of those things that gets me thinking. It's not painful to me, but it definitely is a note of me thinking, do I need to be cautious in my neighborhood, or at least conscious about the way I carry myself in my neighborhood? Are people feeling threatened by my presence here? That is a little bit of an example of a microaggression, and they span many different areas. The question then becomes, do we continue to expect the onus to be on the person who's receiving the microaggression? And I think that it would be very unfair for us to expect that every time. So the best that I would say about this is we as a community need to be extra diligent about educating ourselves on what microaggressions are and how we can avoid them, because they're everywhere and often. We recently had our Asian American and Pacific Islander month last month. And within the Bay Area, there are a lot of South Asians, people of all different backgrounds. Of course, we had Black History Month in February where we had a very similar conversation around what is expected. And all of these groups talked about when you say these things such as, oh, well, I've been asked if my brother is a drug dealer, right? If you ask these things, know that it's not coming from anything but a stereotype. And so it's checking ourselves. If you know me at all, you'll know that I will check you. But I don't expect every person who is receiving microaggressions to be like me and say that they don't accept that, or that they're not happy with that having happened, or that they're going to fend for themselves, because quite honestly, it gets tiresome. There are days where I don't respond because it's just tiresome. So I guess the best answer to that would be, we need more education around diversity, around microaggressions, around debunking stereotypes, around implicit bias, all of that information, so that people can be better judges for themselves.